Ever wondered what happens when betrayal meets silence? She booked a hotel.
I never imagined that a hotel room could hold the evidence of a marriage crumbling faster than I could process it. But that night, everything I thought I knew about my wife, about us, and about loyalty came crashing down. It started innocently enough, or at least, I tried to convince myself it did. My wife had been distant for weeks, late nights at work, unexplained errands, guarded phone conversations that ended abruptly when I entered the room. I tried to rationalize it, telling myself I was being paranoid, that the stress of life and her job had nothing to do with anything nefarious. Then came the tip-off. A mutual friend, someone I trusted, casually mentioned seeing her with another man. At first I laughed nervously, trying to shrug it off. But the details, laughter, lingering touches, intimate glances gnawed at me. Something was wrong, very wrong. I decided to take a chance, to confirm what I already suspected. Using a combination of discrete tracking apps, online booking information, and careful observation, I discovered something I could never have prepared for. She had booked a hotel room. A hotel room with him. My chest tightened, stomach twisting into knots as the words formed in my mind. I felt a mixture of rage, heartbreak, and disbelief. The betrayal was concrete now, undeniable. She wasn't hiding anymore. She wasn't discreet. She was flaunting it, and the audacity left me reeling. I didn't confront her immediately. That would have been pointless, chaotic, and given her the chance to lie. Instead, I formulated a plan, something deliberate. I called the hotel not to accuse, not to create a scene, but under the guise of ordering room service. A simple call asking for a particular item to be delivered to her room with a twist. When room service arrived, I was nearby, hidden in the hotel hallway, watching, waiting. The staff knocked, delivered the order, and left promptly, unaware of the tension in the air. But the reaction inside the room, her reaction, was what mattered. I could hear the muffled exchange, the sharp intake of breath, the whispers that became increasingly frantic. Then the unmistakable sound of a phone snapping shut. She realized instantly that someone had found her, that the illusion of privacy had been shattered. I waited, not moving, letting the moment stretch. Every second amplified the betrayal, the audacity, the deception. I didn't enter, I didn't shout. I didn't need to. She and him would confront the consequences of exposure on their own. The silence, the unseen observation, was far more powerful than any words I could speak. By the time they emerged from the hotel room disheveled, nervous, trying to maintain composure, her face was pale. Not from exhaustion, not from the late hour, but from the realization that her secret was no longer hers. I stepped into view, calm, composed, holding the small item I had ordered to her room. She froze. Recognition and panic flashed across her eyes. "You didn't think I'd find out?" I said quietly, letting the weight of the words sink in. But I did. "And now you have to face it." Her lips trembled. It's not what you think," she stammered, but I had already seen enough. Every message, every secret meeting, every lie had led to this moment. The hotel room wasn't just evidence. It was the culmination of months of deception, and she could no longer hide behind excuses. I let the silence stretch. It was unbearable for her, the culmination of weeks of denial, lies, and emotional betrayal. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I let her realize fully that her actions had consequences, that her choices had finally caught up with her. In the following days, I confronted her calmly, armed with proof, messages, and the undeniable knowledge of her duplicity. There was no arguing, no bargaining, no charm that could mask the truth. The betrayal was complete, and I had the clarity that comes from witnessing it firsthand. She begged, she apologized, she tried to explain. But I no longer wanted explanations. I no longer needed her justifications. The trust was gone. The intimacy had been violated. And the audacity of booking a hotel room with him while thinking I wouldn't to find out, that final act was unforgivable. I moved forward deliberately. I reclaimed my life, my space, my dignity. I made changes, removed reminders, and built boundaries that had been absent in the years she had taken me for granted. And though the betrayal left scars, the clarity of knowing the full truth gave me strength. Sometimes betrayal isn't subtle. Sometimes it's a hotel room, a secret meeting, a careless assumption that the other person won't notice. And sometimes the only way to reclaim control is through observation, deliberate calm, and letting the consequences unfold naturally. That night, as I walked away from the hotel, the weight lifted slightly. I didn't need revenge, confrontation, or dramatics. I had power in the truth. And my unfaithful wife, would have to live with the consequences of her choices.